Hello, my friend, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I need you to stop. Unless you're driving or performing open heart surgery, then in those cases, proceed, do what you're doing. But for everyone else, let's just pause and take a moment to look around a little bit. Statistics will show us that there are thousands of Americans right now that are struggling in a significant way. We see growing numbers of suicide, depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and so much more. When we look at this, we have to also understand that for every single individual, they have family, they have friends that are also impacted. So we need to ask ourselves right now, what's holding us back? We've been told that you need fame in order to have influence, or fortune in order to have impact. They have to be a celebrity, an author, a speaker, a politician. And that lie has held so many of us back from actually impacting the people who are in our lives and the people who need us. Both you and I, we have a gift inside of us that allows us to impact and influence those in our lives and the world around us. We have something to share, something that is needed, and something that can help people live happier, healthier, and purpose-filled lives. We can't take ourselves out or disqualify ourselves because we don't think we have what it takes. What you have is a gift within you. Whether it's your creativity, whether it's your intellect, whether it's your ability to empathize with one another. You have something special to share, something that someone else needs. We are called to multiply those gifts, to put them out in the world and put them to use. We shouldn't bury our talents in the ground and hope that someone else will do the job. It has to be us. We have to take care of the people in our lives. So we need to reevaluate our lives, our behaviors, what we've done. And that begins with us understanding our why. Our why has to be that we love people, that we care for people, where we want to see them succeed. We want to see them find happiness and live the lives that they were designed to live. You have to understand that if you are not pushing the envelope of your purpose, then you're pushing back on your potential. And you are depriving those people who need you, who need what you have to offer. You are depriving them of that gift. And we can't live like that anymore. We were not created or called to sit back. You have air in your lungs. You have blood in your veins. You have a mission. You are called to live according to serving, loving, and making an impact in this world. All of us need and want to feel recognized, seen, and heard. One of the most powerful things that we can do to show that to each other is by listening. And when we give people our time and our attention to listen to them, it might not change their situation, but what it shows them is that we care about them, that we value both them, we value their opinion, we are invested in what goes on in their lives. And when we see the things that they are struggling with, we join them in that battle. We give them the emotional support and see if there's anything else we can do to help them, to meet their needs, to meet them where they are. And that is the influence that each one of us is capable of and need to bring into action. We need to stop thinking that it has to be some massive, grand, and publicized gesture when it could be something just as mundane, but as meaningful as starting a conversation, whether on the phone or in person, with someone who's in your life and allowing them to speak, allowing them to share, and showing them that you're willing to listen and be by their side when they need it. So much of this hits home for me because I have lost friends, because I have seen loved ones in my life struggle with the things that I listed before. And I can recognize, as I'm sure that so many of you can also see and have also been impacted by the darkness and suffering that our communities are seeing right now firsthand. So much of what we see from others every day is only on the surface. We might see someone's anger and we want to become defensive, start an argument and focus on how we've been wronged or how we can be right by asserting a sense of justice and saying, how dare you do this? How dare you do that? When we do come into those confrontations, we have to reverse engineer our thinking and see that confrontation as an opportunity to be constructive. But if we focus too much on us, we lose sight of what we can do for them. We've all needed grace in our lives. I know that I have needed more grace and forgiveness than I can ever really ask for. But if we truly believe in the golden rule and we want to treat others as we want to be treated, then we have to recognize the power behind that and see that the reactions and actions that people show us, that's just what's on the surface. We don't see what's going on in their lives outside of that moment. We don't see what happens at home all the time. We don't see if they had just lost a loved one, if they're dealing with some kind of illness or struggle or addiction that is forcing them to react or act a certain way. We're seeing the symptoms, but we don't always see the source. This is why we need to embrace a continual and active sharing of grace. It is great to have a large audience of people that you influence, or to go across the world to meet people where they live and to speak and serve their needs directly. At the same time, there are a lot of people out there who are more concerned about their platform than their purpose. They're more invested in building a brand and adding to their bank accounts and using the influence and impact that they have. Maybe they have a great talent. Maybe they are a very eloquent speaker. Maybe they're entertaining. Maybe they've written great books or done great things or have an amazing podcast. And those things aren't bad in themselves. But if they lack the why, the heart behind it, that says that our purpose comes from serving people, and our purpose is not for our own power. Our purpose is not for elevating our prestige. Our purpose is not for advancing our kingdom. But our purpose is connected to seeking the lost, to serving those in need, to actually loving people, not because it looks good on camera or it's going to get a lot of likes, but because it's the right thing to do. And because we know what that feels like in our own life to be loved when we don't feel worthy of that. And sharing something to someone that is genuine is transformative. It's not transactional. So we need to stop that thinking of pursuing what the world says matters. I think that one of the problems that so many of us have is that we are waiting for some grand and glorious opportunity to make an impact, and we disregard the little things that we do day to day that actually make a large and meaningful difference. We need to see that every single day we have plenty of chances to make meaningful change where we are. In Acts, we see a great example of this play out where Paul, who did go all over the world, who did write many great letters and do miracles and be a part of such great movements of faith, but there was a moment where he was in jail with his friend Silas. And while they were there, while they were stuck in one place, there was an earthquake. And that earthquake gave them a choice where they could have left there and gone on to the other great things that they wanted to do. But instead, they saw an opportunity to serve someone who is right in front of them. That person was not their friend. That person was their jailer. But that jailer, thinking that he failed his job and duty and would be held accountable for that, was getting ready to take his own life. But they stopped him. They stopped him because they made it not about themselves and about what they wanted to do. And they looked at another person who was right there with them. They shared grace. They shared love. that not only saved that person's life, but impacted his family and brought him into a new life of purpose greater than what was going on right there in that jail cell. And I think all of us, specifically Christians, need to look beyond ourselves and look at our calling. We are called to be salt and light to a world that is full of darkness, a world that is suffering, and a world that needs more freedom. We need to get out of our comfort zones and get out of the four walls of a church building, because we are not just called to go to church, we are called to be the church. So we need to see that take action in our lives and in our world. At the forefront of everyone's attention right now is the upcoming election. And yes, it is very important, but we cannot outsource our influence and impact to Washington, D.C. alone. We can't put all of our hopes and expectations into politicians. If you truly care about the future of this world, of this nation, the future of your family, then you have to see that that battle begins at home. That battle begins by you stepping up into your purpose and serving those people who are right next to you. Whether you're a father, a mother, a brother, a sister, a son, a daughter, whatever it is, don't worry about what your position is. Don't worry about, how old you are or what resources you have. We have so many things that we can do within our own ability that don't cost a single dime. All it takes is you having a heart for someone else and going into their life and showing them that you care. In this moment, we all need to examine our lives. We need to look beyond ourselves and look to the people around us and see how we can better serve them. We can't just wait for someone else to take that step. It has to be us right here, right now. You don't need a platform. You don't need a microphone. You don't need a podcast. You don't need social media. All you need is to make that choice. We will never know the full power that small, kind action will have. It could be that one day you or I encounter someone who is struggling significantly to the point that they are seriously considering making a permanent decision when it comes to their fate and future. And our encounter with that individual, if we bring light into their world, if we give to them a small gesture of kindness, whatever it is, maybe that small gesture was all it took to change that person's mind, to shift their perspective off of something that was very dark and distressing from them and gave them a little bit of hope and reminded them of what they had to offer the world, and reminded them the truth that this world is better with them than without them, just by something that we would maybe consider insignificant. But what may be insignificant to us may be life-changing for them and life-saving. That is the opportunity that we have. That is the impact and influence that we can make. So don't worry about what the world values. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus on the people in your lives, the people who God placed around you, your coworkers, your friends, your family, whoever it is. Please take this moment to see that you do have impact. You do have influence because you were made for this. You were meant for more. Whatever obstacle or opportunity you have in front of you today, remember that you were called to be strong. You were called to be courageous, and that every challenge that you face, You can conquer it because you were made for this. You were made to have a life of impact and influence. And those people in your life will be blessed and benefited because you took that action. You stepped up to the challenge and you said, yes, I will be part of the solution. Yes, I will bring light into this world. And yes, I will love people in the way that I want to be loved, because that matters to changing this world for the better. I would love to continue this conversation in the comment section below. So if you are going through a trial right now and you'd like other people to speak with you or to pray for you, I would love to pray for you. And I'm sure that there's other people in the comment section that might be going through that same circumstance. And your comment might show them that they aren't alone. And maybe y'all could share wisdom and insight with one another to help those challenges and circumstances and really give each other some meaningful support. At the same time, there are probably people out there who have made breakthroughs in their lives, who have testimonies to share. And I'd love to see those also in the comment section, because that provides hope, that provides an example that might inspire someone to see that their story isn't over. If you found today's content to be valuable, meaningful, and helpful for your life, then please like, share, and subscribe. If you're listening to an audio-only format, please give a rating. And as always, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you don't just see me as another podcaster, but I hope that you see me as a partner who is here for you and here with you as you experience and engage these different challenges that we have around us. And know that you are called for a purpose and you have something valuable to offer the world. God bless, and I will see you soon.